Hey, everybody. Kevin with Mix Coach here. Glad to be here. Glad to see some of you guys are here already commenting. That's awesome. Uh, yeah. Hey, Elliot is here. Steve is here. Danny's here from Holland. Thanks for coming, Danny. And Steve and Elliot so far. It looks like there's a few more people on, but they haven't said hello yet. Don't be rude. Say hello. Hey, Tony, what's going on, man? Uh, so let's go ahead and just get this out of the way. If you're not a member of Mix Coach already, check it out. Mixcoach.com/free trial. There's a free trial going on right now to the end of the month, and we'd love to see you on there. It's a great group of guys. We learn from each other. We mix a new song every month. We submit our songs to each other, give feedback on the mixes every month, and we'd love to have you. And if you're new to Mix Coach, we would love for you to check us out. No obligation at all. I'll even send you an email after 29 days is gone, so no risk at all to you. Okay. All right. So I had a pretty cool week last week. Friday I drove. Actually, let me rewind a little bit. I was going to pick up my daughter Kaylin from school to take her to her orthodontist appointment, and got rear-ended pretty hard. Let me see if I can find a picture real quick of my car. It was the day I was leaving to go to the session in check this out. Somebody hit me pretty hard, so really upset Kaylin because she wants that car, so she's hoping it makes it. It's in the impound lot right now. They're trying to decide whether it's a total loss or not, but we're all good. And cars can be replaced. People can't do that. So anyway, one thing I'm very thankful of, besides the fact that we're both good and nobody's hurt, is the fact that I didn't have my bases in the car at the time because I was headed out of town, and I thought about putting my bases in my car, and if I would have, it would have smashed both of them, and I'd have been down about that. But anyway, we're good. So I drove that night we rented a car, got a dad mobile. I've got a minivan. It's a nice minivan, but anyway, I was headed out to Cleveland and got there. And this studio is really nice. I've got a little movie I may show you here in a second. There was a guy there taking photos and videos and stuff, and he did a killer job. So he did some video. I'll show it to you in a second. What's up, Rolf? So yeah, I went to the studio. They had an SSL C200, which I'd never worked with before. And to be honest with you, even though I set up the whole studio, I still haven't worked on a C200 because of this. I didn't know how to work it. And I was having to set up mic everything, place all the stuff, get sounds. We were going through a bunch of external stuff. He had a bunch of Neeves and APIs and all kinds of stuff. And for some reason, we didn't use anything on the board, which would have made me learn the routing of the board, but it was just going straight from the preamp to the Pro Tools channel. And then from the Pro Tools channel, we set headphones from the Pro Tools. So basically we were using the board, not even for a talkback, but for a monitor, 2 channels of monitors. It was such a waste. And I felt so bad about it, especially knowing that I've been reading reviews of the C200 and it's supposed to be a great console, especially for broadcast. So I've downloaded the manual, and that's the next time I go over there, I guarantee I'll know more than I know now about an SSL C200. But anyway, it was a cool studio. A couple things I'd do different next time. I set up the headphones. I don't know how you guys set up headphones, but it was a 16-channel Behringer, and the way I set it up was, the inputs 1 and 2, stereo 1 and 2 was just drums, 3 was bass, 4 was empty just in case I needed, some kind of overdub or something like that. And I had this on Pro Tools all the way across the top, pre-fader, so that once I got it set, it was set for because we would just import the template, copy of the settings and everything. So it would just like copy everything. So we set all this stuff up. I had electric guitars on 2 channels, and then I had them set to where I could just, pan them out and, just open that channel up, and it would go to that channel, go to the electric guitar channel, which was already going to where it should go and panned even. So I did stereo drums, stereo electric guitars, stereo acoustic guitars, and stereo keys, and then we had scratch vocal, talkback, and click track on the right. But it'd be really nice if those Behringers had the little talkback switch on it. That way you wouldn't have to worry about people communicating, because if there's anything that is a telltale sign, whether you're in a studio that does a lot of tracking session and tries to get things done on a quick basis, communication is everything. I mean, to me, communication is almost more important than how it sounds, because you can trigger drums, but you'll never know what part the drummer just gave up on because nobody could hear him talk saying he wanted to sew in the first verse again or whatever. So it's really important. Um, for you guys who have studios, I would like to know from you, what kind of headphone boxes are you using? The Behringer seem to be pretty popular, but I'm wondering. It seems like there is a set of headphones. I know that we used Live Mix 24 at the church, and it was a really cool box, and it had a talkback switch on it that you could even key from a foot switch. Would have been amazing. But what other boxes are out there that are good headphone boxes for monitors for in the studio? I'd like to know from you guys if you know already. I'll check the comments just in case you guys have already said. Oh, it's everybody saying. Uh, uh, let's see. Yeah, this is why did you see it coming? I had no idea. If you're talking about the wreck, I had no idea. I was sitting there, and then bam, didn't hear brakes or anything. He hit us at full speed. Luckily, we were in traffic, and it wasn't as bad as it could have been. But yeah, my back hurt a little bit when I got out of the wreck. And my daughter, bless her sweetheart, she said, "What just happened?" She had no idea. She'd never been in a wreck that she can remember. She was one earlier, but it was not a bad wreck. But anyway, she was like, "What happened?" And I said, "Somebody hit us from behind." And we were both shaken up. And the guy, I'll show you the picture of his car. It was bad. His car kind of, I don't know if you can see this or not. Hang on, let me pull this up. Well, I can't zoom in, but you can see that his car was bent up pretty good. His hood was bent up almost over his windshield. So anyway, I did not see it coming, and it makes you. I always look in my rearview mirror anyway. Like when I'm stopped, going to turn, I'm always looking in my rearview mirror, and if somebody's not slowing down, I'm tapping on my brakes so that they'll see me. Or sometimes I'll even, make a turn that maybe I shouldn't have made. But anyway, so dangerous source into Went hardware extender circa 1980. Sounds like you got a custom piece made, and that Went, is that the video you sent me? He seems like a smart guy. So anyway, so the next time I go out, bounce around subject a little bit. The next time I go out there, I guarantee you I'll have a better communication. And some of it's just eye contact. There's a lot that you can say by this and this. I mean, there's a lot that you can say just by short communication pieces. But when you can't see the people and you can't talk to them, it can be super frustrating. And so anyway, I always try to build on experience. Even on mixes, I tell you when you're mixing to go ahead and get the first one done. Because you learn from done mixes. And this tracking session, I'm kind of antsy. Kind of want to find a reason to go out there. Maybe we should get a handful of mix coachers and go out there and check out the studio. It's really wired good. It's James Matchek is a friend of mine, and he actually wired the studio. And man, whoever did, I don't know if he did the wiring or not, but dude, there was some. Look at this this wiring job right here. It's like you can't see the wires because they're so straight. Now, if you ever go and replace some of that, it might be a problem then. Surely there's a little service loop in there somewhere, but it was wired really nice. And I think it's just not getting used a lot. So we need to take some mix coachers up there and meet up in in Cleveland. Okay, so talked about the wreck, talked about my session, and let me show you real quick. Okay, this is that video that the guy did there. Hopefully, I won't get any feedback here. Check this out here. I don't know if you can hear the music or not, but if you can't, I'll just so. So anyway, it's kind of short and sweet. Did y'all hear the audio, by the way? I don't know if when I shared that, if you heard the audio or not. Anyway, so it looked a lot cooler. I was playing bass on the session, actually. I went and set it up, got all the inputs routed. We got all the levels set, got the headphones run, and then no audio. It was like, so maybe if I show it again, I'll just sing it to you, okay? Sorry. Maybe I'll try to share it again. But anyway, yeah, I went and set up the whole thing, and then I played bass on it because there was a guy named Mike Lee there that's a great engineer. And I was like, do you know about saving things a certain way or importing? He's like, yeah, I use Pro Tools all the time. I'm like, well, I wish you'd have been here last night. You could have set up. Anyway, I was just trying to get, because if you can, yeah, womp chicka bow wow. I'll do that. I'll do that next time I show the video. I am going to show you something else here pretty cool on the next page that we won't need audio. We won't need audio for. So yeah, I set all that stuff up and then I played, and it was just fun to play with those guys. So yeah, it really does make me want to take some members over there and just play a little bit. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to add the screen again, flip back over there and show you something that I found with Reaper. I know I've talked about Reaper a lot lately, and for you guys who don't care anything about Reaper, sorry, I'll get over it soon. But let's see. This thing is called Reaper WRB. I forget what it stands for. I can't remember what it stands for, but basically this thing is like SoundFlow, but it's free and it works with Reaper. It doesn't work with, it doesn't work with any other programs. It just works with Reaper. And the cool thing I found about that, or about Reaper, is that you can set up, it's set up to run an iPad or an external computer over the same network. You can actually set up, you know what? Let me show you real quick. Oh, no, there we go. All right, so you won't need audio for this. I'll shut this down. So this is Reaper. I think I've got, I don't know which theme it is I have here. We'll look at this themes. I've got this thing called Flat Madness. It looks pretty cool. Another cool thing about Reaper is if you want it to look like something you're familiar with, here's Pro Tools 12. Looks just like Pro Tools 12, so you'll find all the menu items in the same place. If you want to go with something that looks like an old console, there you go. Feel right at home. But anyway, I kind of like the way this looks here, this Flat Madness. And I was showing somebody last week how you do this. You literally download it. It appears on your desktop and it looks like a t-shirt, and you drag the t-shirt on top of the session, and then boom, everything's changed and it's saved in your preferences. So it's pretty cool. What was I going to show you? Oh, I'm going to show you under preferences. If you go here to under plugins and Control OSC web, you can actually add a control surface, a web browser interface. And I don't want to mess anything up. I haven't tried it and I don't want to mess up this demonstration. But you can actually go here and you can set up a username and password. And you can go to this URL on your smartphone or on anything. And you can also set up an index, or you can set up lyrics. If you have lyrics in there, it'll show lyrics to a singer. You can also do the More Me. So you can actually set up headphone mixes for each instrumentalist. So there's a possibility that you wouldn't even need a headphone monitoring system except for the TalkBack, right? But anyway, this is set up for the Reaper WRB2. And I don't want to mess that up. I think it's already set up for that right now. So what I want to show you is this. Like, this is the page that's on my network. And if I go to default, you can see that it's already loaded with some pretty cool stuff. And this actually looks like a little bit. It looks like the app that Chris Crunk and I talked about called SoundFlow. SoundFlow, I don't know if this is in depth as SoundFlow. SoundFlow is a really cool tool, but it also costs $10 a month. But right here, you can hit stop, you can hit play, and you can see that the Reaper started playing. If I hit stop or pause or loop, all this stuff is like, you see when I hit loop over here, loop comes up on there. So this has to be on your network, but basically you could have an iPad set up and run the whole thing. Or what I'm going to do is have the iPad set up. Matter of fact, let me go there now. You know what? I'm not going to. Well, it's already set up. So as you can see, it's already set up here on this. And then if you wanted to not see the URL at the top, you can actually save it to the desktop by hitting the up arrow, and then you can add to home screen right here. So I'm going to hit add to home screen. Sorry about the focus, guys. And then you can see that it's going to save it as a. Can you see that? It saved it to the home screen, I think. So anyway, now it didn't do. Yeah, it did. So now here's the app. Now I can build stuff off of this. It's just like that interface. And if I go to default, you're going to see this, and this has remote control over the iPad. I mean, over the software. So I thought what I might do for you guys real quick is to show you. And I just got this installed last night. I'm pretty excited about it. So I thought I would do this. By the way, I'm gonna go back and check real quick. Make sure you guys can see this. Okay. Let me know if you want me to keep going with this, and I'll do it. I don't want to bore you guys. But I just find it fascinating that Reaper is probably the most inexpensive DAW that I found, but it seems to be one of the most stable and the most supported by things like this. So, okay, I'm just going to assume that you guys do want to see this because there's a delay here, and I don't want to hold things up too much. But let's do this. So I'm going to hit this edit tool here, and you get this tab here, which you can get help and get directions on all this stuff. But let's just say, now you have to bear with me here. I'm going to add an item to this row, and it's going to be an action item. Remember, I was telling you that a few weeks ago, you're able to create actions, and you can make even the cursor going across a marker an action. But this is an action. Like you can, when you instantiate a plugin, like if you got your favorite compressor, you can actually find the action that instantiates that plugin, touch the track, and then add that plugin with one. So you could have a plugin page where you just added plugins or chains of plugins even. So I'm going to add an action, and then I'm going to go to the search here, and I'm going to do track, and then hit return. And then here's all the actions. So I'm going to do insert new track. And then this is the label. I'm not going to do track. And then I'm going to put the plus sign. You see, I'm creating it as I go. And then I'm going to, let's call it, let's do this like booger green here. Or let's do a light blue. Okay. And then let's just say I don't like the way the letters look. I want to change the text color to a black. And if I wanted to make it wider, I definitely could. One space wide. You can go up to 8 spaces wide. But let's just say I wanted to add that new track on that row there, and then I just hit. This is where it gets a little tricky. If I hit save and do the database, it should. Let me save it another way. Let me save it HTML, and basically this does. It saves it in your browser. So if you ever had to like clear your cache of your browser, I think you'd probably lose this. But if you store it with this database, and like I said, I only got this last night, but if you save it to the database, it's like an app. So now let's see if this works. If I hit insert new track, I think I'm still in edit. Hang on. Let's go home, and then let's see. and you can also have tabs right here. So this is me trying new stuff here. So if I hit new track here, it added a new track, right? I think that's cool. And if you wanted to, have a track page where you add a new track and then add a couple plugins, or if you wanted to add a new track and make it like a master folder, you could definitely do that. I just think that's really cool that this is free. It's not free from Reaper. It's free from this genius named John Tidy, who is one of the gurus of Reaper. He even edits video in Reaper. You can edit video in Reaper. So if it sounds like I'm a little a fanboy of Reaper, I am right now. I definitely am. You can also, if you see these markers up here, you can actually, I think, go to the next marker, or it'll show you, oh, well, edit marker, and let's see, intro. So it'll tell you which marker you're in. So if you're unsure of which section of the song, just name your markers the way you should. Let's see, is it tab? I don't know. Anyway, I'm still learning it, but I thought you guys might like that. Reaper, WRB. It's like the SoundFlow killer, but it's just for Reaper. So anyway, so how about you guys? Let's look at the comments real quick. I have, let's see, Elliot says, I have Reaper, but I hadn't had time to deep dive, working on cues this week with 2 other DAWs. Yeah, I understand. And I didn't have time either with Pro Tools. It just seems like I've used Pro Tools all the time. But, we started using Reaper on our broadcast, and it was stable enough to be able to actually bring audio through it, process it, mix it, and send it back out with no latency. So that's when I was going, Reaper, what is this again? How you spell that? And now I've been looking a little more into it again from the thing I did in December, where it did some things that that not a lot of other DAWs did. Good to know possible options. Yeah, it's always good. Like December, when I was like, well, Pro Tools won't do this. Ableton will do this, but I don't have a license to Ableton. And then so I did Reaper, and it worked great. So anyway, hey, quick question to get your comments here. What is your favorite new plugin? I have been kind of experimenting around. I've been downloading more plugins than I probably should lately. Doing reviews, kind of checking out what I like. I downloaded a new saturator last night that I was going to check out, and there is an EQ. There's a dynamic AI EQ that I'm going to check out. But I'd like to know what you're digging right now. What should I check out? Yeah, no latency to speak of. There might have been a little latency, but it wasn't even as much as the video latency. So it was getting to the monitor and going out the stream at the same time. And when I left, the church decided to go with a QL. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to get it right. I don't use plugins. Well, me either. I don't use plugins either. I want to know what you guys use so I can laugh at you behind your back. I'm just kidding. FabFilter stuff. You know what? Every time I see somebody that I respect using like mastering and doing something like just their what do you call it? Their toolbox. They're using the FabFilter stuff. I just don't know if it's is it expensive? I don't know. It looks really cool. And then let's get to, I don't use plugins like right at the source. I think Danny Miller's calling you a liar, not me. Okay. He said he's just kidding. Anyway, Tony says he loves the FabFilter stuff as well. I had the FabFilter de-esser, and I loved it. That was one of my favorite compressors, favorite de-essers. And I don't remember if maybe remember when we were doing a lot of plugin reviews a few years ago, and I think I ended up with it on my computer, but I don't think I have a license to it. I need to check. Pretty expensive. Yeah. Man, to be a plugin creator these days, I know it takes a ton of time and effort, but yeah, Matt, FabFilter is amazing. I just got a license. When you say I got licenses for it, you talking about me and you? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. So yeah, so I need to check out more of the FabFilter stuff. Love it. And then the Pro Q3 is on just about every track. Pro Q3. Now, remind me, I've heard of that, but what is it? Is that a Waves thing, Tony? So, Rolf, tell me what this. I know that Matt and I checked out. Matt told me about the Zenaptic. Matt, what was that Zenaptic thing that we used? We did a review of, I think, and we got a license for it. Intensify. Tell me what that Zenaptic Intensify is, Rolf. Oh yeah. Okay. So Tony says the Pro Q3. Okay, that's the name of the EQ. Got it. Is that a dynamic EQ, Tony? I'm not sure. Uh, Intensity, Zenaptic Intensity. There it is right there. I'm going to check it out. Okay, I will definitely check all these things out. January clearance sale. Don't you know? Don't you love those? Oh, it's $359. That's kind of on the pricey side for me too. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to have it. Oh, and there's a video. I will check those out. So the FabFilter Q3 Zenaptic Intensity, and let's see, Eventide Black Hole, Eventide, and Sound Toys. I'm wanting to study this plugin called an SSL C200 here. It's supposed to have everything you need, but I need to get in there before I start buying stuff. Black Hole is a hardware piece, right? Looks like. Reverb as big as the cosmos. I will check that out, man. Oh, and it is software. It looks like hardware on the cover. But okay, thanks guys. That's that's something I'll check out. And let's see, only as a pluing. It's also a plugin, software plugin. Let's see, Stephen Klein. Yeah, and so Sound Toys is a separate one. I've heard of Sound Toys, but I thought that was a company. Sound Toys bundle. How that? Which one are you talking about on the Sound Toys, Stephen? Got it. I will check the black hole thing. Maybe they have a trial or something. I can check it out. Whoa. This is the insurance company calling about the car. So I'll wrap this up here in just a second and give them a call back. Hopefully she'll still take my call and tell me whether my car is going to make it or not. It's on life support right now. Okay, guys. Hey, I'm going to check all these plugins out. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. Always nervous about getting one of these started, but it's always nice to hang out. And what I would like to do is talk to some of you guys on this. So maybe we need to start doing that, like a call-in sort of thing where you guys can come up here with me. So if you're wearing your suit and tie, maybe next week, if you're wearing your suit and tie or whatever, we can do a little quick interviews and stuff. Let's see, real quick, Hard Left Productions, Reverb and Reaper. Nothing fancy about the GUI, agreed. But if you're into getting deep into your building your own reverbs, then you will love it. I did see that, and oh my gosh, I did see that, and I saw this hard left. I don't know if I know your name or not. Uh, Please let me know your name, and I'm glad you're here. But yeah, the Reverb and Reaper is stock. Let me show it to you real quick. Let me share my screen. And I'll show you this. So if you go here and double click Reverb, this guy right here, I saw somebody use this. This is the interface. Not very impressive at all. I will agree. But once you load the verb in, you mix the dry, mix the wet, the wit, the pan, reverb. And so one of the things I noticed is that somebody was taking even a like a piece of, it was pink noise or white noise, and they took the pink noise and they cut off. They did like a fade at the end of it, so it was like that. But they took the highs off at the end of it and they faded it out and they put it in there. This is an impulse response verb, by the way, guys. So you create your own verb in this interface, the Reverb and Reaper. And it was a beautiful sounding verb. And I was thinking, if you really want to set yourself apart, definitely set your template up. But your verbs, I mean, if you're using verbs that aren't off the shelf, you definitely set yourself apart. Stephen Klein said, and we're wrapping up here, guys. Josh, on hard left. Sorry, I'm bouncing around. My ADD's kicking in bad. Uses sound toys, mostly reverb and distortion. That's good. I have a slew of fab stuff I can get to you. Oh, okay. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, Elliot. No problem pants, though. I don't. I know that's a misprint, but that's just too funny to not put up there. So hard left is Josh. Good to see you, Josh. I don't know if we've met or not, but I'm so glad you're here. Okay. Hey, thanks guys. That kind of gives me some ammunition. I love learning from you guys, and I love knowing what you guys are using and what I should check out, because when you mix and you build your own templates and stuff like that, you can kind of tend to get kind of all in one sort of. You don't go outside the box and experiment as much anymore. So this will definitely help. So, okay, I'm gonna wrap it up. Oh, I got it. No, no pants though. I got you. Okay, so when we do the interviews, one more thing: Fuse Audio Labs. I'm putting this stuff in my browser here. Fuse Audio Labs. I'll check it out. Looks pretty cool. So anyway, hey, thanks guys. I appreciate it. I guess we'll leave it there. Enjoyed hanging out with you for the last half an hour. I appreciate your time every time. And as my granddad would say, I said this a couple of weeks ago, and it kind of made me think of him. I'll say it again. I'd say to my granddad, I'd say, "What can I do for you, Pawpaw?" And he'd say, "I just need a little of your time." And so I think the older you get, the more you appreciate people's time, and I appreciate your time. And I appreciate you guys who spend time with me every week. I really do appreciate it. So, okay, guys, I'm gonna leave this here. If you haven't been, check out this mixcoach.com/free-trial, and you can get a 30-day free trial, and that's only good until the end of the month. So if you sign up on the last day of the month, you still get the whole month of February. So check it out. Okay. Enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and I will talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.